So that's the 37th Lockerrock, huh? Does he die every time you banish him?
No.
Hmm.
So as I recall, last time I completely murdered a chest.
Someone
He
murdered
didn't
the
die.
chest.
The chest is fine. Those tables are... two of the tables just immediately burst into flame, and the barrels aren't as intact as they used to be.
I believe
They
it's
are
just
now.
gone upstairs, actually.
Yeah, I think we have.
I burned a level 9 spell for the sake of theatrics.
You guys were just about to. You finished negotiating passage with this mimic who's decided
Busty. His name is Busty.
he can't stop you guys from wandering around in this place any more than he could stop the last people who came through. Big, actually, no, that is all he said last time.
And we got to him to tell us that like demons had poured through and like they couldn't do jack shit about that.
Yep.
Upstairs we go. He did also tell us that there was a like where the exit was. Which is, like,
upstairs.
So upstairs we go. We might as well establish where it is and like fully explore the place, you know.
Mm-hmm. Hey, no, don't take the table with you.
You could follow us.
It's a
The
pet.
table's lonely.
Well, he could go into my mansion and spend time with my talking table.
Alright. No, first things first. What the hell's going on over here? Is this a window, or?
Oh, pardon me. That is a holdover from the fact that this actual map is actually used for a tower, but it's not being used for that purpose here.
So it's just a beam of light of eternity, okay.
Well, I could have had you guys all blinded terribly by the light shining in through that again, but...
We're not facing that direction, eh?
And we have darkness.
Alright.
Yes, which reduces it to merely brighter than daylight.
God damn.
I am not a fan of the
Okay,
light
so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna open both these doors at the same time, so whatever trap is in there will go off on each other.
and
Let me
everybody's
just
blind.
open your door.
I'm going to cover my eyes. Because I learned.
Shi'nyl'aer is actually carrying my goggles right now, so she shouldn't be suffering from any kind of light blindness, as long as she doesn't live directly into the sun, I think. Anyway. Door.
You guys, with maybe coordination, maybe just dumb luck, both throw your doors open, and Gorazin sees what appears to be a small and modest library. And by modest, I mean there's like maybe 2 normal-sized bookshelves covered floor to ceiling in books, and a writing desk. And Falton sees what appears to be a small barracks.
Well, that's something Fulton knows well.
Well, the library is my thing.
If you want to peek through at the books, feel free.
Yeah, I'm going
what
to
did
look
he
at the
say?
books.
Hold on, there was some sort of warning. If this is the library, and like chance it is the library, I think the mechanism to get home was a book. A specific book, very obvious, he said. I can't remember.
I don't remember anything about a book.
Yeah, I just remember him saying it's in the library, and it was like really obvious how to get home.
He said it was in the archives.
Oh, archives. I mean, that doesn't mean the library at all.
That could be a completely different thing.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. Well, since, Lindahl is tossing that room, why don't the 2 magey types go toss the library while 2 military types go toss the frickin' barracks? Because, that makes sense. We know where to look.
Are these beds slept in?
They look like they don't look like they've been recently used. There's not dust on anything, but the beds were made at some point and they are not warm.
Hmm.
I just did a full room search of this room. Got a number.
Alright, I shall deal with that in a moment.
I will also roll, but is this a chest here, or a dresser, or what?
That's a small chest, yes?
Okay, gonna be looking over that in particular, for if it's locked and traps and such.
If it was trapped, you wouldn't know until it went off in your face. We both know that.
I have high perception.
Yes, he
No.
does.
I don't care how good your perception is. If it's a magic trap, we're doomed.
I also detect magic.
Yes. Gorazin, you look under all the beds, you look behind those curtains and see a larger bed at that end of the barrack. You look around through the shelves and punch the pillows, and you find that it looks like someone cleared out of here. Like whoever was using these barracks, they cleared out, but they did so probably expecting to come back, maybe after a changing of the guard. It looks like they abandoned this barrack and expected someone else to come less than a week later and move in.
Huh. The chest got anything in it, Fulton?
Halton determines that the chest has no traps of any kind on it, and it doesn't even have a real lock. It just has a latch flap where a padlock could be affixed.
Not that surprising, considering they have to trust each other. Let's open it up, see if there's any kind of clues as to what the hell happened.
Inside, there is a small moth that flutters out gratefully. It immediately eats your face. No.
It's D&D. I would not be surprised at all.
I thought you said a moth, not a cat.
I'll open this one, but it's likely got the same. So I'll try opening that one. See if chests match in there. Empty.
You open it and find a single orphaned sock.
Oh, poor sock. Well, this is a medieval setting. Socks are more valuable than gold. I will take that sock.
Lindahl.
Falton will give Gorazin a look that he's stealing socks from the presumably dead.
I'm pretty sure they can't use it. And it's a sock.
Now their feet will be cold for all eternity in hell.
Well, 1 foot.
Yes, we hope to die with our boots on, because we have holes in our socks. Lindahl, you survey the library briefly, and, well, touching the books as you go, doesn't feel like any of them hide anything secret. They're just books on shelves. Some of them have well-labeled spines. They seem to be records of such. Some of them even have dates. They appear to have on one shelf. They appear to have some kind of records which are dated in 10-year blocks, but there's no other label on the spine.
10-year blocks. Wow, they're like shit. Nothing happens in this fucking place.
And there is also...
I mean, 5-year blocks. One thing. 10? Christ.
At the bottom of one of the two shelves, there is a bunch of books, but they're behind a glass door. You need to either smash that or open its lock in order to get at those books. They do not have anything visible on their spines, but they all have varying colors of covers.
I'm going to detect magic.
Yeah, wizard do his wizardry before we get called in and have to kick down a fucking glass door.
I said lockpicks.
I'm sorry, are you a rogue?
We have an eidolon that can pick locks.
I always forget that because it never comes up. That's right.
It's because you shoot them first.
Sorry!
And the time after that, the Eidolon went to pick the lock and discovered it wasn't locked.
I'm just going to make sure it's not trapped.
Well, take magic will tell you that.
You
Check
see
magic
no
will tell me if
magical.
there's a magical trap on it.
Yeah, but if it's mechanical,
You see no magical auras anywhere in that library.
Okay. And
except your own.
and whether there was a trap on that would have been included in my perception check.
Correct.
No, while he's at it, I'll go ahead and cast Detect Magic and look around this room again.
Okay, I'm going to.
That's smart.
Yeah, I'm going to go find Shi'nyl'aer and see if we can get her Eidolon to open this for me.
She is out in the hallway.
Anything magic in this room while they're doing that? The barracks? Because, Falton's just glaring at everything now.
Falton, you see
Now?
nothing magical in the barracks other than what you brought in with you. Assuming what you brought in with you includes the dwarf.
Leaving off Fulton's hesitation on whether he wants to consider bringing the dwarf with him.
I'm sorry, who kills everything? It's not you.
It's not that Graz is not effective, but he doesn't really want to be classified as that guy who brings the dwarf.
Yeah, you're not responsible for him.
You don't want to take responsibility. What kind of paladin are you? Or
The dwarf
Not a
knows
paladin.
himself. I
What's a
don't, I don't
paladin?
have
wants
anything
to be
to
a
do with
paladin?
him.
Let me rephrase. Because you act very paladin for a cleric. Which makes sense considering you're worshipping him is insane.
Rock, go help Lindahl, please.
I haven't smelled any rats here.
Yeah, well, that's depressing.
I did see a moth.
I found a sock.
Alakarak eagerly buzzes into the barracks to look for the moth.
I just look at she like, are you sure that's like a master, like, companion situation? Or is this your cat that you've done something to?
She'll just glance up at the giant glowing symbol on her forehead and look at you.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I just know this thing is acting more like a cat than a minion of beyond, he says, holding clean his hands.
When Alakarak does make it to the library, his face is covered in dust.
Fulton just shakes his head just when they have a comment.
Could I get a disable device roll for Alakarak?
Yeah, I got no points in knowledge, or arcana, religion, or planes. I don't know jack of shite about magic.
Making sure I have the right number.
While that's being determined, I will open this door.
Knowing about the abilities of classes is knowledge local.
But
Or
not
at least-
magic, like the
Or
concepts.
at least the ability to recognize those classes.
Yeah, I can recognize she's a summoner. Doesn't mean I know any idea like how it works.
Alakarak breaks one of his picks.
They come in groups of 20, so you should have 19 more.
This is not Skyrim. We do the pick does not the pick kit does not become any less efficable. It simply no, you can't pick that
sorry,
one.
I missed a 3.5 on that one. 3.5, you actually have like a set of 20, and if you break one, you...
Bolton, you find another small private quarters here.
Toss the room.
Detect magic, looking under the bed, looking at the chest.
I'll mundanely look at it.
Bolton, looking around this room and just checking under the pillow and the covers and looking around at that chest and such, it strikes you as a little odd that this room it doesn't look very lived in compared to the others. Like, you'd expect some more scuff marks on the floor from long-term use. This looks much less used. That chest there is empty, but you wouldn't have even noticed it if it wasn't for trying to detect magic. But just on the edge of the under the edge of the bed, you notice a faint glow. You bend down to feel under there, and you feel something metal tug on it, and some magically enchanted restraints are apparently attached to the underside of the bed. You find a matching restraint for another wrist and ankle on the other side of the bed.
Flip the bed.
Reminds me of home.
I'm gonna ignore that and ask Fulton to kindly flip the bed again.
Are you saying flip the bed? Because I can't understand what you're saying.
Yes, flip it, spin it. Bed on other side, because apparently one side is this, the other side is evil sorcery.
Alright, Fulton will try and flip the bed, assuming it's not bolted to the floor, which I'm kind of assuming it is.
The bed is
Fortunately,
actually
nobody would buy it, so you didn't get your money back.
the bed sheet and bedding is actually simply resting on a stone shelf in this room. These restraints are firmly attached to the stone. You find nothing under the bedding other than the attachment points for the 4 restraints.
Can you
Holding
figure
cell.
out what these magic restraints even do? Like, magic can mean a lot of things, you know?
Depending on which of them has the spellcraft ranks, I keep forgetting which of you two do.
I rolled a 1.
Right.
I might as well try then.
Yeah. And I want to know if they're like there for interdimensional beings or just mundane beings. Did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 2!
Well, it's better than a 1.
But his bonus is 7 higher. 6 higher, there we go. Alright. It seems to be a simple magical reinforcement to make the chains of these restraints unbreakable.
So made for more mundane creatures, not to like pin extra-dimensional beings. So they weren't just imprisoning demons randomly here. That's a
Standard holding cell.
Anything in the chest?
Well, standard holding cell maybe, but Fulton, you have a hard time imagining something that would be strong enough to break those chains and small enough to fit in through the doorway of this room.
Fulton. Like,
Well, then it's
just
also looked
Fulton?
unused, so it seems, they
Like the
haven't
person that
put
is
anything
Fulton.
in here.
Like, it's not uncommon to encounter medium-sized humanoids who have like 15 levels in fighter and can like bench press most of a fucking mountain.
I cannot bench press most of a fucking mountain.
Well, you're a cleric.
You even lift?
Which,
What's
in
in the-
Gorazin's eyes, is one step above a clerk, obviously.
There is nothing in the chest.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Do these chairs attack me?
Those chairs do not attack you. You, in
Alright.
fact, find here what appears to be those 3 windows there are actually more of that stained glass artwork, depicting more scenes of various kinds.
Well, I have no knowledge in religion, so it means nothing to me. You want to stare at that Fulton? That's your business.
It looks like a very cozy breakfast nook to you.
Yeah, that's it. Alright. All's left is that glass case, then. So everything else is a no-go.
Just to be sure, like, the general theme of these hasn't changed any, has it?
The general theme in these stained glass is actually completely different from the ones down below.
So satanic.
At the entrance, as a reminder, you saw various scenes from a wide variety of pantheons that are, and all of the scenes were, in one way or another, about finding judgment and rooting out ill will. These scenes are about rest and repose.
Seems fitting for where they are.
Okay, well, if Alacarak has been completely unable to open the glass case, I'm going to have to smash it. So I will find something heavy in this room and break it open.
Falton volunteers his fist.
It's pretty heavy.
Oh, is
Did
that
Alacarak try repeatedly,
Or I
or
could
just
waste
the
it.
one?
His picks are broken.
Oh, so they're just okay. Good news, everyone. Oh,
Do you want me to roll to break the glass?
well, if you're rushing it, yes, but I can actually maybe get it open. Hold on.
Are you going to shoot it?
I'm just gonna use an untrained disabled device check using my high dexterity and easier tools. They're not like lockpicking tools; they're just tools. So they're just there to give me the not what's it called? If you don't use any tools, you take a penalty. So I'm just using these tools as improvised.
What is your dex mod?
+9. So it's just a d20 +9.
Yeah, you cannot beat Alacarak's roll.
I don't know that in character. I try and fail. Moving on.
Yep.
Okay, kick her open, please.
Do you want me to roll to break the glass?
I do not require a roll for it.
Because the glass comes alive beneath your foot. Me and
No.
me, you've already thrown the mimics at us. I'm ready
This
for
guy
everything
to
to kill us.
falls and just starts burning every piece of furniture.
He just
glass
walks
is
in the room, has a torch, just throws it in.
Are
The
you
glass
kicking?
is an air elemental.
No, I am punching.
Okay. You kneel down on. You get down on one knee. It's the bottom shelf of this of this shelves,
Mm-hmm.
and punch a fist through the glass. And I need you and Lindahl to roll reflex saves.
Lovely.
It is an air elemental.
Naturally. Okay.
Way to go.
I was about to ask why in God's name Fulton has such a high reflex save for being, big beefs, and then I remembered, oh right, Claire, good saves.
Oh, actually, there is just a line of. Shi'nyl'aer, I also need you to make the reflex save.
The glass was an air elemental.
That or enchanted to fire off lightning, I'm just guessing. We don't even know what it's doing yet.
Right, okay. So I get a +4.
Are you not just using the button?
No, I'm going to use the button, but since my Eidolon's on top of me, I get an extra bonus. I had to check what it was.
Okay.
You're fucking fine.
Let's see here. Between that and the actually mostly cover you've got, Shi'nyl'aer, you'll be taking quarter damage. Lindahl and Falton, you will be taking full, as Falton puts his fist through it, and lightning blasts everywhere.
Woo.
And it actually lights some of the more mundane books on fire. The room is slowly filling up with smoke now.
But the thing's open?
Was that supposed to happen?
Take a wild guess.
No.
Okay,
However, the glass does now seem to be all out of the way.
Okay,
And
I'm going to grab the books and run for it.
okay,
I have create water as a cantrip. Let's put these fires out.
alrighty.
I'm going to grab the books and run out of the room.
Right, Lindahl, you grab the books that were in the closed-off shelf into your arms. There is 6 of them. And by the way, one of them is actually wrapped in is actually wrapped in black silk. You cannot see the book itself.
Well, these seem important, but first things first.
Out of the room, and after a moment of recovering, Falton puts out the fires, unfortunately damaging a good ream of the records.
Yeah.
I have fast healing 1 for the next minute.
Well, it'll take you at least that long just to spread these books out and figure out what you're looking at, so go ahead and add the hit points on.
You do not get a lot for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna convert a 4th level spell here.
Righto.
And get myself a maximized cure critical.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, let's see what we got here. These must be good. They were behind trapped glass.
Alright.
Or they were
You just-
dummies.
Laying them out on the floor in the hall there.
Hey, I'll take a minute to look through them here, yeah.
Okay. Holding the books in one arm, you look at them in turn as working your way down the stack. They're unmarked mostly, but they seem to be various. Most of them seem to be magical in some way. There's auras just sort of whispering their way out through the closed bindings. A couple of them you actually recognize as beginners' spell books, like very, very simple ones. From your perspective, you wouldn't give these to a child to read. It's below them.
Yeah, they might have some cantrips in them. I'm going to shove all these in my bags and we'll look at them, well, actually, so I'm going to shove those in my bags because they might have some cantrips or stuff I don't have on me.
Okay.
After a quick glance at everyone but Gorazin,
What about that black silk one?
Right. Two of them are definitely more than the others. One of them is, yes, wrapped in black silk, and it, as you hold it in your hands, you really don't like the look of this. This is the kind of treatment people only give to books that you can't even safely look at the cover of.
yeah, let's throw some
This,
detect magic and some knowledge on this.
No, we should just look
Yes.
at it.
This sounds like my kind of thing. So yeah, detect magic and throw out some knowledges.
Well,
Oh,
let me
first.
summarize the other book as well. This one has a very richly stamped and carved leather bindings, and it looks perfectly mundane if it wasn't for the fact that when you look edge on at the pages, they all softly glow in your vision.
Woohoo! Time to throw out some knowledges.
And I'll give you 2 more of the only things I have for the other one.
Well, I'm gonna grab this bench, prop my feet up, light up my pipe, and wait until the magic shit is over.
Okay, so I'm throwing out knowledge, arcanes, and spellcrafts. So use whatever you need. I'll throw out 2 of each.
Spellcrafts and knowledge religion.
Alrighty, let's see here.
Yeah, if you need other types of knowledge, just ask me. I'll throw more out.
No, that should be comprehensive. All right. The one with orangish leather bindings. You, after determining that it should be safe to, you unclasp it, open it up, and you find facing you a single. It doesn't look like a page. It looks like a scroll. And you try to flip to the next page, but they're all bound together. And after a few moments' study, you notice that there's the paper right at the spine of the book looks like it's very weak. You think you could detach this single page and come away with a scroll. And that might let you see the next page down in this book.
Yeah, I know what this thing is. Awesome. I forget what they're called, so I can't look it up, but yeah.
Sounds useful.
Yeah, it's a book of infinite spells.
Indeed it is. Was just about to paste the link.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's an artifact. Oh.
Yes, this is right in my wheelhouse, so I'm calling dibs.
Well, until you get a divine spell.
Anybody can cast from it.
Oh, yeah?
You just take a negative level if you don't have a spell class D class. Just roll
Oh,
it.
yeah, huh. Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It works. Yeah, it's being flavored a little differently than it is in this, but that's what it is.
Yep. And the other one, the one in black silk.
Dangerous one.
Yeah. You start to unfold the silk. You just want to take a look at the corner, and you hear black whispers around you, and the light level drops noticeably.
That can't be what I think it is.
Well, I like the light level going down.
Okay,
That
I'm
really
already
can't be
liking
what I
this
think
book.
it is.
Yeah, some things come to mind immediately on what that could be.
There's not a lot of books that do that, and, well, do your rolls.
He has. I am giving him the opportunity to cover it back up, or reveal the face of it. I.e., do you want to wait until you are in safer surroundings before investigating this?
I sleep on top of them.
I'm going to get this back to my mansion and into my research room before I do anything more with it.
We still noticed the light level drop, you know.
You wrap the book back up, and the light returns to its normal daylight levels, muted by Shi'nyl'aer's aura.
You want to do that again? I kind of like the dark better.
Oh,
it's too bright here.
Do I know what spell the Book of Infinite Spells is open to?
It is currently open to... I do have a... When I first found this thing, like, months ago, I did make sure I had a way to randomly roll the spells it could be.
Yeah, we'll pass this thing around depending on what spell it's open to. I think that's the way to go about it.
Could you give me a spellcraft, please?
$41.
It is currently open to Sky Swim, a cleric druid 3rd level spell.
That's pretty useful. Not like in fantastic, but it's useful.
Once Lindahl's covered up the evil book again.
We're presuming it's evil. All it did was make it shadowy and make dark whispers go in your head. Doesn't mean it's evil.
Mm-hmm. Falton's just going to give him a look.
Does anybody need Sky Swim?
It's really not a very useful spell.
It's a fairly typical 3rd level druid spell.
And witch.
Ah, so it is. That's not in the spreadsheet I've got. Must have been added to the witch list in a book after Inner Sea Gods. Anyways, it is currently open to Sky Swim.
That's useless. Suppose I could start ripping pages until it comes up with something useful.
I mean, you have to rip a page out to use it, right?
Yeah.
Not, well, I don't know. You think you themed it that way? I think there's a percentage
that's-
chance
yeah,
you can
that's-
move it.
No, that's how we themed it.
Yep. If you want to see the next spell, you have to tear this one out.
The way the actual book works is you can flip to the next spell, but you
Can't flip.
can never flip back. So yeah.
And you can just use that same spell over and over and over again if you want it, but there's a percentage chance it'll flip on its own.
Yeah, Sky Swim's useless. I'm gonna pull that out.
You tear out a scroll of Sky Swim, and you notice that it immediately starts fading and flickering. You don't think it'll stay viable for more than a couple hours. And underneath it, you find
Keep doing this till a spell I like comes out.
Fool's Forbiddance. A 6th level bard spell.
Ooh. Now, if only links would open in Chrome like they're supposed to instead of Internet Explorer. Damn you, Windows.
You can change the default browser. Like
I'm
used
looking up
for...
how to.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, hit start, type default, top item should be default programs. You can change HTTP links to be handled by Chrome.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, that's an interesting spell.
Okay, I'm liking this. I'm going to keep that one. That could come in handy.
Okay.
So I am throwing the... how big is the book?
It's a little bigger than a standard spellbook.
Okay, well I'm going to throw the books into my haversack then. It's just a move action to grab her. So.
Okay.
And I guess we can move on.
Yeah, seems like that's it for this floor.
I'm going to cast Infernal Healing, though, again. Use my second one to give me another whole 6 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my comrades, we're at the top of this particular floor, so that means we have to go all the way down and then up to the other staircase.
For some reason, I thought that gave you 20 hit points, so it's way less useful than I thought.
It gives you a hit point per round, right?
For 1 minute.
So it should give you 10 hit points.
Oh yes, right. Still not so useful.
No.
Yeah, for some reason I was doing that in Battletech rounds. Okay, let's go.
We're off to see the wizard.
You know he's behind you.
Pay no attention to the man behind the mask.
References! Why are we here? We're going all the way down.
One moment.
Oh.
second floor. Ground floor.
I don't see anything that resembles an archive.
Did you say an archive?
Chives.
I'm hungry. Shut up.
Also, I thought we were going up.
There is no more up.
That was the top level.
We're out of up to go. I thought there was a second staircase, but that one just leads back where we were, so I'm kind of stumped. Gonna go talk to Busty, I suppose.
Well, then we didn't get what you wanted out of this.
Well, if no one else is gonna lead the way, I'm gonna go talk to Busty.
You go do that.
Hey, Busty.
You again?
Yeah, me again. There doesn't seem to be any kind of archive. Like, this tiny little library at best.
Yeah?
And that's what you call an archive.
Well, this whole place is the archives, but that's the archive.
Right, and when we went in there wasn't seem to be any kind of obvious way to tell back.
What are you talking about?
You wanna come see?
I don't fit up the stairs.
Bet you I can make. You remember, can't you?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of bound to service here.
Yeah, well, we can break that if we need to. Listen, it should be some sort of obvious symbol, or an obvious symbol, or to that degree. Well, there's nothing there. It's at all obvious. It's just kind of an empty library, a little thing.
Should be smack dab in the middle of the floor. Look again.
Alright. I look again.
Falton will also head up the top floor again.
So will I.
Right up.
Yeah.
Detect magic.
There doesn't seem to be anything magical from where you're standing that you and your fellows aren't carrying with you.
Hmm.
You think maybe when you guys saw the lightning, you think it... Well, no, you'd already looked the room over with magic and shite. There's no reason to think the lightning would have removed it. It wasn't there to begin with.
You know, we were originally looking for, like, this stuff about how you become the commander, weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
How about we do that, then?
By all means.
Well, go check the ashes of the papers that got destroyed.
Yeah, it's basically guaranteed to be in there.
You know anything about how D&D works?
Falton will go starting to look over all the books and such, and then switching to the desk for if it has any papers.
You start trying to look through the books that survived, that either were never, that were never lit aflame and that were never soaked in water, as the rest are probably a dead loss. You find various records. You find a one book that seems to be a history of well, not exactly a history, but a sort of a log, basically, of promotions in the organization.
That might be it.
Apparently, the Gold Inquisitor was raised to his station about 7 years ago. There's also someone has taken instead of ink, has taken a small piece of charcoal and written in the margin about 8 months ago, Silver Inquisitor now, instead of a date. And 2 months later is the last entry. Just a minor lieutenant promoted.
Your name and promotion to Grand Admiral, whatever the fuck, and see if that'll do.
That'd be a bit of a forgery. Just a tad.
Alright, and like he didn't forge that. He wrote it in charcoal with the word now. Come on.
No, it's,
We're not
yeah,
trying to actually quote you here. We're
No,
trying to convince the guy to tell us what he knows.
You're right. That would just be silly. Just hand me the book for a minute.
Falton will give Lindahl a look, like he's not exactly being the most clever here, but he'll hand the book over.
Yes, if you're going to do a forgery, at least do it properly. Who has a pen?
I do. Surprised you don't have one.
I could swear I did, but it's not on my character sheet, so I don't know what the hell.
Well, he has an ink pen.
Okay. What's the rank above Gold Inquisitor again?
Silver. And then there's bronze, I think? They go back.
Wasn't the Marble Inquisitor the highest?
Yeah,
Yes, it
so.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fulton is Marble Inquisitor. Not yourself, because we can't have you do it, because it has to be a cleric person. You said that. He's a fucking cleric's institution.
Okay. There we go. Fulton the Devout. Today's date. Marble Inquisitor.
You imitate the format of the promotion log there, and after a few moments, you feel satisfied that this would pass muster, so long as no one has any cross-reference documents.
Well, yeah. So there we go. Just because I whisper that,
Just a car. Okay, whatever. Fuck you, number one.
So yeah, just because that gets whispered, I actually rolled a linguistics for the forgery. So
Yes.
I got a 41. So unless somebody else actually took ranks in linguistics, they're not going to be able to beat it.
I'm sure Fulton could put 2 and 2 together, but yes, otherwise.
I have
Alright, let's go
ranks,
present it
but
to
I
the
can't
head.
beat that. I'm not in class.
Let's
Gorazin
go.
watched you do it, so...
Can I have my pen back?
Gorazin was saying to
Yeah,
do
there
it
you
in the
go.
first place.
Okay, Alright,
That's the sort of thing I would do. So
Fulton will
Should've
take
done.
the book, look at the new entry, just kind of sigh.
Let's go talk to the head.
congratulations on this, the date of your promotion.
Marble Inquisitor.
He'll just kind of put his head in his palm for a minute.
Well, their whole system is completely destroyed. I mean, someone's got to take the reins. Now, come on, we got to go talk to the silver guy and get him to tell us what we need to know, now that you're outranking him.
At that, Fulton will open up his handy haversack and pull out the Silver Inquisitor's head, because he's the one who has it.
Yeah, he doesn't need to breathe, so it didn't really matter, and he can't hear what's going on, so victory.
A haversack is a demi-plane, yes.
Yeah, so he had no idea what was going on. He doesn't need to breathe, so that's out. So yeah, worked out. Turns out he doesn't need to breathe.
Yes?
Show him the documents.
Answer the questions of your new Marble Inquisitor.
I will open the book and show it to him.
Indeed, my lord.
Oh, thank God. Alright. Now we can interrogate this fucker.
Linguistics saves day.
I finally used linguistics, yay.
High five for everyone. Alright, you're in charge of the guy. Feel free to ask him important questions that we need to know about, like, what happened here, and why were you serving a demon? How did a demon get in charge? And stuff along that line.
Yes, let's start with the most pertinent. Why were you serving a demon?
I swear to God if he says.
I was doing no such thing.
Yes, you were.
Of course I wasn't. Please, good sir, open the promotion log once more.
Falton will humor the head and open the promotion log.
I believe it should be an entry upon the date of...
Just because you promote a demon to a position of power doesn't make him not a demon.
There we go. It was April 536 CI.
And who got promoted on that day?
Falton will go get to that page as quick as he can.
You flip through, and you see that on that day where there was a lieutenant of no note promoted, there was, on the previous page, but also the same day, there was another promotion of some horrible set of eldritch letters that crawl on the surface of the page, as if they're trying to get off of the page themselves, was apparently promoted to Hierarch.
The fuck is a hierarchy?
Falton will pause and then hold a hand out to Lindahl. Pen.
You hold a hand to Gorazin. Pen. Gorazin passes
He
the
never
pen.
said he gave the pen back.
No, he did. I asked him.
I have
Oh, really?
Not, yeah.
Eh.
You
I gave
asked,
you the
I never
fucking
said
pen.
I gave it back.
It's his
Okay.
pen now.
I'm gonna forget
Holding
pen
hand
after I
up the
stab
pen.
you.
Someone give me the damn pen.
Here's the damn pen.
Falton is going to scribble that fucking name out.
Roll dexterity.
Oh, Jesus. Ah.
Those letters bite the end of the pen off.
The fuck did you do to my pen?
Blame demons. Okay, he's just gonna tear the page out.
You do. The Silver Inquisitor raises protest. You are destroying sacred documentation.
I'm
Demon
destroying
thrown in it.
demon-tainted documentation.
Oh, actually, yeah, I think I just forgot to copy my mundane items onto the new sheet.
Probably. Mind you,
Quite possible.
any mundane items that you happen to have on your person would have gone into the sewer with the rest of your clothes.
And I would have cleaned them off the prestidigitation.
Yes. Yeah, the simple stuff like a pen and such, like anything under a value of a GP or so each, you probably had stashed in your secret hideaway anyways.
Well, hold on. Even though we tear the page out, and fine, we'll tear the page out, we still need that page. Don't burn it, because that's proof of what happened. Besides
Yes.
our word and Golem, who's mostly got it in score around 7.
On
what
the
we're putting
torn
out,
off
we're like-
page, those horrible looking letters are gently gnawing on your gauntlet finger.
Okay, into the haversack it goes.
Into the haversack it has gone.
Go non something in.
Can I just see that book for another minute?
Falton
Sure.
will shrug and hand the book over.
Lindahl of Knight's Reach. Hierarch.
So, questions to ask Silver Inquisitor while Lindahl is off doing unknown to us bad evil things.
Mm-hmm.
I just stepped over here like 5 steps.
Sure, but we're still doing stuff.
Well, it's obviously he's scribbled in the book and whatever. I can guess what the fuck he's doing. Yeah, there's actually a few questions that are important. Okay, number 1, who promoted him? Like, who and why?
I do not know. Any promotion must have been officially performed here in the archives, and I have never been here.
Fair enough. Okay, if he's never been here, who wrote in charcoal his promotion? Who would write
I do
in
not
charcoal?
know.
Okay, yeah, I think
Here's a
you-
question. Why have you never been here? Is that normal for Silver Inquisitors to never have been here?
I did not fit.
Ah,
Stop lying!
that explains a lot.
I'm just going to hold on to this book for now.
I was given a field promotion in order to effectively carry out justice properly, with proper authorization.
Field promotion by who?
That would have been the current Gold Inquisitor.
You mean the one who's dead now?
I mean current in the past tense.
He means the one that was available until he got killed, yes.
Shi'nyl'aer, Gold Inquisitor.
What?
You think someone might notice that signature doesn't line up, but they'd have to actually pay attention to figure it out. On the other hand, if they suspect the others, then all of them are going to be questionable.
Alright, anyway.
Don't mind the drow name on the book.
Well, it's all about redemption, you know?
Hmm.
Oh, insane.
Gorazin
Anyway.
Gravelgrit, Silver Inquisitor.
I'm displacing this guy? He's still around.
Can he be our
Whatever.
janitor?
How about you make him the quartermaster?
I don't know if that'd be in that kind of book. I don't know how the rank system works.
What name was the golem under on here?
Silver Inquisitor, like, that would be...
Yeah, there is no name beside it. It just says posted to Silver Inquisitor, and that day.
Demoted from Silver Inquisitor to Quartermaster.
So we're demoting Silver Inquisitor Golem to Quartermaster.
There, now we're all officials in the system.
Hooray.
Congratulations, those present now make up the entirety of this Inquisition.
Yay!
Yay, new Inquisition.
Paul
Anyway.
just puts
Oh,
his
yeah.
palm to his forehead again. This
Of course, that
not
means
what I came
Corypheus is
here
going
to
to
do.
Corypheus is going to attack within the month now.
Alright,
I
so
did
here's how
not
this is gonna
come
work.
here to become leader of a defunct organization.
You're not, he is. I point towards Lindahl. You're just
Yes,
the guy
yeah.
with the biggest hat.
Yes, yeah, you are second in command.
That does not make it better.
Good. Well, it makes him have to obey each and every one of us, speaking of. So he doesn't know... He was... Oh, okay, here's a good one. You were there for the promotion, or at least the moment when the demon... Previously the Magister, I think the rank was? Yeah,
Hierarch.
Magister. Yeah, Hierarch, thank you. So the previous Hierarch, the big bloated ugly one in the cage, yeah. You were there for when that one became Hierarch. What happened exactly? Like, what happened the day of that one's promotion?
She emerged from the archives. Her credentials were presented by the horde of small imp-like creatures that flanked around her.
Okay. What happened? Like, there's beings around you, I presume. Like,
Wasn't
Maybe-
bronze higher than gold and silver?
it is.
Bronze was not on the list. It went gold, silver, marble because it was in increasing order of purity.
Oh, so we're out of position. So you can make one up, though. I guess you're in charge.
Well, why not have a bronze then?
Yeah, it'll be right between silver and marble.
Now it goes bronze, silver, gold, marble.
Oh, so adjusting it. Okay, we're just completely changing the system now, guys.
There is
Any
an
case.
organizational chart at the very front of the book, which is now completely out of date,
Well, I'm
but it
going to
does
have
show
to
the
update all
proper
of
rank
this.
structure.
We'll get to that in a minute. So
Now I'm going to sit here with the book
she
changing everything
appeared
around.
on that day. The Horde of Demons presented you with her credentials, and and so on. Were there any other beings around at the time besides you, and what happened to them?
There was a number of footmen of the Inquisition about. They accepted her will and presented their surrender by laying their arms and blood on the floor.
Okay, yeah, the demon knight can just mind-fucked everyone it came across in this place, up to and including this guy.
Myself and the Gold Inquisitor were present in the building at the time.
That explains that.
We were summoned to the Hierarch's promotion ceremony, and then the Hierarch sent us out in order to continue working our justice on the countryside.
Were you the only two who showed up at the promotion ceremony?
We're the only two who left the promotion ceremony.
Right, the only two who left. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, well, that...
The Hierarch, however, did not look anything like they did today.
Oh. How did they look?
Significantly smaller, of approximately your stature.
I see. So... did they have a beard?
They did not. They were
female,
purple of
no
skin
beard.
and broad of maw. I do not judge.
Purple skin, broad of maw.
Except when I do judge.
Yes,
Which
we
is
know.
only as my job.
Yes, we know. But in seriousness, do you lot know, does that ring a bell to anyone what kind of demon that might be? Because it's quite possible she upgraded herself, I guess the term is. When demons do important shit and get more powerful, they actually turn to other kinds of demons, so...
I suspect the Hierarch had certain difficulties leaving the domain, as did the Hierarch's... Oh damn, I forgot what the word was.
Import?
Prior?
Witnesses. The Hierarch's witnesses that came from the archives with
What happened to the witnesses?
I was getting to that. They too could not leave the building. I suspect eventually they simply had to find sustenance among each other.
Awesome.
As the Hierarch was highest of rank, they were deemed best to live, and so she ate the others.
That explains what she looks like then.
I am very glad that it is dead now.
So it got fat for the same reason the Guru did?
I think we may have gotten a bit off track here.
Well, we've discovered a intimate corruption in what was once a noble thing, the complete destruction of what again was a noble city, which probably isn't that common, but the fact that they were still active and enslaved, or at least suggested by a demon, and we stopped that chat, that's a plus.
We have destroyed the source, but we did set out on this entire... I can't even think of a proper word to describe this. Adventure as a
I
job.
say mobile catastrophe.
Only because you remember.
We still need to
let's
find
see.
Kodak the Harrow.
Yeah,
We're nowhere near close to that.
Mm-hmm.
we've done a lot. I've done a lot of good work. I'm not going to get paid for. I feel dirty.
Thing is, we're gonna get paid for this. There's no way they're not gonna reward us for this effort. It's just Kodak the Harrow, if he was ever there, he long left. Little information we ever gathered on him implied he just...
You guys have been in Harrageth and its surrounds for only a week.
We've gotten next to no information on the guy beyond vague hints of the dwarves might know.
Silver Inquisitor, do you know the name Kodak the Harrow?
What's it used for?
It is the name of a dwarf.
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, now you have an opinion.
Like I said, it is part of my job.
Fair enough. Yes, it is a bit of a mouthful. Have you seen a dwarf of that name? Or heard of a dwarf going by that title?
I have known of a bearded woman called Rattler Blutz.
How is that relevant to the question you were just asked?
It is not, but I have not heard of a Kodak the Harrow, and so I felt I should contribute something useful.
Yeah.
As a note, that is no longer your job.
Yeah,
What is
according
my
to the
job?
book.
You are the quartermaster now.
That is not possible. I do not know how to give quarter.
How about we just use it as a
Oh, good
paperweight?
God.
You
Yeah.
will learn.
Lindahl, come here. Let's just make his fucking rank, I don't know. What's something like blunt and stupid he can do? Bodyguard. There. Bodyguard to the Inquisitorial.
Doorstop.
There.
I approve.
Okay, doorstop would mean he just shuts up. I want him to keep talking. So let's go with bodyguard because that will imply he wants us to be safe, right?
That will also mean he follows you everywhere you go.
Like, we're not taking him everywhere we go.
I
He
don't
will
want
follow.
He's ahead. Unless we fix him, he's not gonna, like, plow through doors anymore. I mean, we could fix him if we really wanted to, but, I don't know if we're gonna
body,
bother.
I'd have a golem.
Yeah, well, you do have a golem. You just have a head that is a golem.
Okay, in any case, we managed to track down the reason for a corrupt organization and expunge it. We
Correct.
should probably get back to our actual job we were hired to do.
Which mostly has led us to, we need to go talk to some dwarves.
To be fair, the Ministry of Adventuring only expects about a 10% success rate out of its companies.
And this was the bonus mission for extra dough. And we have proof we did it between because that's kind of why we're keeping his head, between proof that we did it and that paper. That's why we're keeping this stuff, so we can present it to the ministry and be like, hey, look at the thing we did. Pay us.
Coincidentally, they only
Around here.
managed to get a 10% survival rate out of their missions too. Not sure why
Oh.
those two are so close.
Okay, so now we just need to get out of here and we can leave.
Yes, get out of here.
Don't look at me. I'm not magic. It's your business. My way out is a rocket jump up through that window and see what happens.
You
Go
fall
ahead.
into an infinite plane and die.
But I'm technically out.
Of your corporeal existence, yes.
But I'm still out.
It may be more cost effective to just rocket jump your chin up through the top of your head, to be perfectly frank here.
So there's
Or-
supposed to be a way out in here. What is this?
Oh, that's just a nook. Looks like it's being used as shelves.
Hmm. I completely forget what the greater teleport will get you out of demi-planes.
No.
Anyone have plane shift?
I have a tuning fork.
Yeah, I don't have a tuning fork either.
Normally I would have a couple prepared, but I don't have the tuning fork.
Are we technically extra planar on this plane? Because I could use dismissal.
Lol. How would...
Actually, yes, we are.
So it just shunt you back.
Chetnik, how many you got?
I mean,
And
there's
can
a
you cast it on
20%,
yourself?
there's a 20% chance you might not end up in the plane you want to end up in.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I think it's our best bet.
Well,
Or just
okay.
figure this out.
If we don't figure this out, that's what we do.
When we run out of dust to eat from the bed sheets, then
I can create food.
So the chest said that it would be in the center.
So this circle is not magical at all that we're standing on right now.
As far as you've been detecting, yep.
Wait, it's in the center of the archives. It's really obvious. Yeah. Follow me.
Okay. We need to know where you've gone for that.
I'm pointing.
Okay.
Somebody hand me something.
Gorazin has 3/4 of a I Heart Justicar B pen.
Okay. I take the
Fuck
pen and I
off.
take the pen and I throw it over the side.
Well, it's useless anyway.
It clatters to the floor down below.
It was a clever
That's-
idea.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, wait. I quickly run down to the first floor. Is the
Mhm.
pen down here?
It is not.
Hmm.
Ha.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
The pen's not down there. There's our way home.
We're looking for a portal.
Fuck it.
The dwarf has jumped in.
Yes.
I'm following.
As a reminder, you came up here and you noticed you could see the fire down below, even though from down below you could not see a balcony up above.
Yeah, I remembered that. That's what gave me this idea.
Well, if they're both jumping in, but time to follow so they don't die. Falton will take a leisurely step off after climbing onto the banister.
I'm gonna use Featherfall on myself, then go over.
Seems legit.
Hey, the guy with the high intelligence actually figured it out for once.
Good on him.
One by one, you find yourselves all back in the ruined fortress of the Inquisition. As
Here's your 3/4 of a pen back, Rosin.
Thank you.
after Gorazin lands, he just notices the others sort of fade from transparency around him as they appear.
Well, aren't we a bunch of clever bastards? Alright, so there's only really one thing left to do. Search this fucking room.
Fulton will toss the head of the ex-Silver Inquisitor to Lindahl, since it's apparently his bodyguard now.
This is a lot of adamantine. At the very least, it's worth a lot of money, or we can fix it.
Let's
It's
push
valuable
that
either
in. Let's push it into my mansion for now.
Okay. Fulton, you get on one side, come on.
How much does this weigh?
A shit ton.
Let's see here. That would be...
Sort of nice about the mansion is we can just store crap like that.
Including the dead bodies, large piles of rubble, and a whole ton of dirt and mud that are in the Silver Inquisitor's body's legs and lower torso.
We're gonna need to wash him the fuck out.
Including all of that, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,700 pounds.
Right, how about we clean this out first?
Yeah, I'm going to blast it with prestidigitation for 20 minutes or so before we push that into my mansion and get the place dirty.
Fulton will assist with actually moving the objects and cast and create water cantrips.
Takes about half an hour, but you guys managed to clean this out so that it smells new, even if it desperately needs a polish.
Okay, now let's wheel this thing into my mansion. The door's still here.
Strength checks.
Yeah, between the four of you, you can get it in there. There it is.
We'll just dump it down the stairs into that lead to the prison for now.
Well, you don't want to put it in the fountain?
Not really.
Can adamantine rust? I don't think so.
No. That's sort of one of its properties. But yeah, I just made a whole new downstairs area. We can just push them there.
Well, with that handled for now, back to Harrageth.
Well, let's. What about the big pile of corpses in the room? You know, that huge pile.
Do you really think
We
we
only
should
want to
find
gather like
anything in there?
information on at least some of them to get an idea, like how long this has been going on. Maybe toss them for coin.
Falta will go back out to look at those bodies.
Me too. We gotta do it. I mean, the good news is all the meat is over, so we don't have to like root through that.
Alrighty. Won't bother moving you back to that map.
Okey-dokey.
So, there are... There are two piles, one flayed and one unflayed.
Let's go with the unflayed.
I cannot use Fulton's spell manager for some reason.
Oh, are you looking at the impersonated tab?
I am on Lindahl's Magnificent Mansion, clicking on the Fulton token,
It's odd.
and using the Selection tab.
That's odd. I shouldn't have to be looking at it in order for it to work. Oh, make sure you don't have the spell manager already open anywhere.
I don't appear to. No?
Hold up. I'm getting an error when I try to open it on you. Let's see here. Oh, I think there might be a syntax error somewhere in here. Just a moment.
Oh, how much time do you guys plan on spending playing with dead bodies?
Well, besides looking for anything of practical use, Fulton's basically just going to say a prayer over them and see really quick if there's anything he can do that'll make it, you know, less offensive than just a pile of corpses.
Okay. I'm going to run into my research room. And I'm going to dump that book into my research room here.
Oh, that book, right? I'm just gonna go through while Fulton handles like the ceremonial, make sure the bodies don't look like, you know, piles. I'll go through their stuff and see if I can find anything that might indicate where they're from. And, you know, valuables. Next pile.
Hey, table, how's it going? You mind looking through this book for me? Bye. come back and see what that's about later.
Out of character, I'm going to assume that's a Book of the Damned.
Yeah, probably. I was thinking the same thing, mostly because it's the first thing that pops up if you search book.
I was gonna say that, or the book of, like Eternal Evil or whatever the fuck.
I just thought it was Lindahl's autobiography.
Well, it's not that evil. Yeah.
I have no idea what's going wrong with your spell manager. It's working for our two. It's working for Shi'nyl'aer, and it's not working for Lindahl either. It might be. I have no idea what could have broken, but there might be something going wrong with the prepared caster manager. 1 second, let me just rerun the the library init scripts.
Okay.
At will speak with dead. Awesome. Of course, there's variants of the Book of the Damned too, so even if that's what it is, it could be any one of them.
I'm going to have to debug this offline. I have no idea what's going on here, and I can't install the debugging tools while I have a campaign file I want to keep open.
Oh no.
So I'll have to save as this somewhere else and then experiment with it to figure out what's up there. Let's just hope you guys don't need need any more spells today.
One can hope.
All right.
You have a wizard in your party.
Okay, so Falton, you're just saying a prayer over these bodies after anything else?
Quick search just to see, if there's anything interesting. Not necessarily just to, take what they can't use anymore, but, do they all come from this town? Are there signs that, some of them were guards or some such? I don't know, anything.
Are some of them rich, or some of them poor? Does it actually matter?
Well,
Like whether we're grabbing.
making a survey of the bodies while trying to be respectful with them, you're not. There's little to no really identifiable stuff on them. I mean, if you found them fallen, crushed under a cart in the market here in this city, you could be reasonably sure they were either from this city or the neighboring area. But these are just bodies of all races, all ages, all kinds of people from all walks of life. It is just unsorted bodies, and
Are any of them armed?
there might be one or two people who still happen to have a knife in their boot or on a belt, but none of
These don't look like warriors or great heroes or, evil people. It just looks like a pile of citizens.
It looks like a pile of bodies that was dragged here from places unknown. And as far as the flayed pile, that just looks like bodies that have been undressed and skinned and are waiting for something to be done to their piles of meat.
I would assume
That
being
explains
consumed.
the demon's size.
Potentially.
She's been eating. That would explain that. Yeah.
How long would it take to actually lay these bodies out properly?
Hours.
Looking at that pile, there is at least 120, 140 unflayed bodies here. And you don't even want to think about counting the skeletons in the flayed pile.
Oh, boy.
In terms of war, when things are at their darkest and roughest, dwarves would burn their dead. Just saying, when the dead number the living and respect must be given, we burn them.
Yes,
Do
you don't want me
humans
when I check
practice-
my spell list if I have anything that would do that.
Do humans practice similar? I mean, you get a torch going. I mean, the stench is going to be unpleasant. We're not going to be here, so...
The stench is already unpleasant.
No, I mean, it's going to be worse.
Well, it is coming into summer, but it is also deep inside this cool stone fortress here. They're not going to be
Flesh is a whole new
refrigerated,
level of-
but yeah.
Unfortunately, Holy Smite cannot catch things on fire. That's one of the spells I know I had.
All we really need are torches, fella. We don't need magic for it.
I'm just looking at magic because magic's quicker.
Fair enough.
Fire elementals do the job.
That would do it, yeah.
If she would like to volunteer or any such thing.
I'm just going to make sure none of the bodies have anything of, like, note on them. You know, documents. I think we already double-checked it, so...
You've searched the surface of this pile, and maybe a body or two under, and there's nothing of real note. Maybe someone here still has a coin purse attached to their belt, but...
I was thinking looking more for, like, a document, like, someone from here, like, if they still have any of those bodies just now.
If there is such a thing, it was probably left where this body came from.
Alright, fair enough. Okay, let's get to burning.
Well, she would help with that. I don't think I really need to roll for how many, because that doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose while they're doing this, I'll be studying the book.
And while we'll just leave the fire elementals there to do their thing, we should probably leave. It's gonna get smoky and stinky. Let's get out of here. Come on.
Well, Falton is still going to stop and say a prayer for a moment, including not specifically to Ayamede, though of course he will give his respects while he's doing it.
Well, Pharasma would be like the catch-all if you don't know their religion kind of thing, because everyone goes to her eventually.
That is mostly what it will be.
And, like,
And
an
an apology that he
see her.
can't do anything more than this right now.
She's gonna have to stay there till the job's done. I have to be nearby.
Until everything's lit on fire, at least.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then Fulton will stay until she can leave.
Alright. I shall remind you then that this is a closed, vaulted roofed, but closed room with that one door that you come in and out of through.
Yep.
I might have stone shape, I don't know.
Oh, I just mean it is going to get very smoky in here, and
I'm gone.
you're probably going to need to be fanning at the door in order to get enough oxygen into there to burn.
No.
And this fire will burn for many hours.
That's why I'm leaving.
Yeah.
We don't need to be here anymore. This place is destroyed. There's no restoring it by ourselves. We gotta get back on task, and then inform the venturing whatever about the situation. We will most likely have to inform the people in charge of the city of Harrageth, I think it was anyway, of this, just so they know.
You start a cremation pyre going.
Just had a suddenly awful thing I could have said pop into my head. I'm not going to say it.
Are you leaving the ruined fortress? Or are you returning to the magnificent mansion? Or
Back to the mansion.
okay.
Because Falton knows Lindahl's feelings on the matter, he will go down to outside of where he's researching and knock on the door since it appears to be a curtain. Knock on the
It's
wall,
actually
I
a door.
think.
That's just what everything looks like.
Alright, then knock on the door.
Yes.
We've finished.
Oh, very well. So where to?
Back to Harrageth, I would presume. We don't have any information anywhere else. Where would we even begin now?
I do not know.
We found Havelock Hart's cult under the city. They're all dead now. We're unable to get any real information out of them.
And we have no real proof about anything about that as well, because any proof we might have had died with the guy who drowned himself, with the cop.
His mansion, Havelock Hart's mansion. Lindahl, you were in there. Did you investigate his private quarters of any sort?
No, I actually didn't have time to. I was trying to get into that portal door.
That might have some information for us then.
Might as well try. The only information I have is go to the dwarves and their little church thing, so.
We could do both of these at once.
Splitting the group? Alright, I guess. Who's going with me? I'm gonna warn you, it's a dwarven church. We have rules. Much I don't like it, we do. Weird rules.
At that, Falton will glance at Shi'nyl'aer, and given the, you know, how her heritage has recently come out.
No,
yeah.
that's her, no. And no, not because I think they're gonna meet. It's not because I know, it's because they're gonna find out, I guarantee it, and then shit will go down. Me knowing has nothing to do with it. It's them that will know, and then I have to defend you from my own people for the next half hour.
That is my concern.
Well, that limits our options. Lindahl knows the territory, so he needs to go there. And we need Gorazin to go to the church.
But having you and Lindahl is not the best plan, because while you have an abundance of magic, you cannot defend yourselves physically as well, without your summons in any case.
And summons, no matter how strong, may draw attention.
Just a bit.
I might have to go at it alone. I mean, I could take
That is
Lindahl.
not a good idea.
Okay, well, I can take Lindahl. He's smart enough not to, like, completely stomp all over his own toes. And I can take you, Fulton, if you really want, but... Again, I don't know how they react to outside religions in their territory, so to speak. I'm not awful familiar with my people's specific religious needs.
On the one hand, Lindahl has been in Havelock Hart's mansion. On the other, he is the most A long pause. Diplomatic of us all.
Not wrong. I can take she, but the danger is if they find out.
To be clear, the only person who has seen through her disguise so far has been a very eagle-eyed NPC who rolled a 20 on their perception when they first met her.
I'm just saying, there might be other ways to detect it, because it's not just drow who dwarves have an issue with, it's all elves. So they might have some sort of just very basic elf alarm.
There have been more people that have picked up on her being an elf.
Mm-hmm.
It's a racial, like literally, it's a trait we can have. Racial hatred, elves. I mean, it's an old-fashioned hatred, but it's there. And there's still some folk who are kind of sour over the whole fallen kingdoms, and now the elves have their own kingdom thing.
Lindahl, do you have an opinion on which you'd like to go?
I have no opinion one way or the other, actually.
Tell my wife hello.
The wisest thing we can do, I think, that fits as many situations as possible, is to send Lindahl and she to the mansion, and me and Falton go to the dwarves.
That still leaves Lindahl and she with no physical protection beyond summons that will bring lots of attention down on them.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
We need to
technically-
separate the teams that have magic, arcane magic, so...
my Eidolon has been inside, and...
Havelock Hart's mansion? Oh, yes. It has,
Yep,
isn't
when
it?
we were searching for Lindahl. He mostly spent it running from a cat. But investigating a mansion is not that difficult.
My current thoughts are Gorazin and Lindahl and myself and Shi'nyl'aer.
I think our best option right now is to send she and Falton to the mansion, because they're going to be guards there who are going to want to talk to someone, and Falton's the best one we have to talk to them. She, or specifically Lockerock, has been in the mansion at least a little bit, and that should be enough. I mean, it is just searching a room, basically, and let's face it, we can all do that. But being tactful and unoffensive to a group of surly dwarves is best suited to Lindahl and myself. One, because I am a dwarf, and two, because, well, we all will hate to admit it, Lindahl is the most tactful so far. It just seems like that's as best as we can manage and still have a physical member on each team.
I feel like I have to defend the fact that I haven't done anything not tactful yet.
Well, you haven't actually really done tactful things either. It's like you just sort of sat there and been inoffensive. Good for you. Here's a cookie.
As opposed to Gorazin sat there and been offensive.
See? You're better than Gorazin, but not quite as good as Lindahl. Lindahl has, like, actively stopped shit from happening.
Lindahl's also been aggressively creepy in his niceness to some people.
Yeah, but you can't really blame him for aggressive creepiness, can we?
If we knew about the whole flesh form infestation thing.
Oh, no, totally. We don't, so... see knowledge aside.
Or the, murdered old men who are just sitting there in a park pleasantly feeding the ducks.
Again, see knowledge aside. None of us know these things.
He was slightly rude to me.
Yes, he was. Moving on. About your murder over minor infractions.
So,
Lindahl and
What about-
Gorazin will go talk to the dwarves, while Falton and Shi'nyl'aer look over the mansion. Falton, you're going to be on guard duty, essentially, like just talking to the guards, is what I mean. Like, they're going to probably want to kick down the door and arrest you, so, And she's actually going to just search the actual room. Me and Lindahl talk to the surliest dwarfs who ever lived.
What's the major god dwarves worship in this setting?
Torag?
Should be Torag.
Okay, so I'm
second
going
top
to...
is Abadar.
Okay,
And
awesome.
then there's the
So-
actual dwarven, like, specific pantheon, which they might also pay homage to, like it depends. These
so-
dwarves seem kind of against the mountain homes. Like they don't come from there, and they've been a while since any of their ancestors have been there too. So they might not actually worship Torax like as the number one. They might like have one of the minor ones over them or something.
It is
Okay.
possible.
Okay, so I'm going to switch all of the symbols on my outfit to symbols of Torag and change my outfit into more earthen tones.
Fair enough.
Magic clothing, people.
Magic clothing. Can you grow a beard?
He's not short enough for that to matter.
Well, during this prep.
No, regardless of your size, the beard is a very important symbol of the Dwarvish people. So if you can do it, they'd appreciate it.
What time is
Same.
it?
Not
It
in a
is-
couple of minutes, I can't.
Your magic, I didn't know.
In or out of universe, Ian?
In universe.
It is... actually, you don't know. You have not gone outside of the ruined fortress to find out.
Can we move where the exit of the mansion is while we're in it?
No.
Okay. Falton will leave the mansion and brave what is inevitably going to be smoke-filled corridors and awful, awful stench.
It happens.
We have established we can teleport out of here, though.
Yes, but there's no reason to use teleport when he can literally just step outside of the fortress and see where the sun is.
Well, we're technically going to have to go back to Harrageth anyway.
Yeah, I know. I want to know if we need to sleep first.
But, you know, smoke
We never checked.
inhalation.
Oh, we never checked the time dilation.
But yeah, we probably should do that. While we're doing that, though, I need to go fetch my stone horse, which will take my guy like not even 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna. That's background crap.
Well, here's a good way to check the time dilation. Was that mount still actually there when we got back, or did you just forget
It's
to
a
remove
statue.
it?
No, that wasn't yours, Skullet. That was Lindahl's summoned mount.
Oh, right.
That's a
we
good
summoned
question.
him. Right, so mine's still in.
Yes. Yes, I did just forget to remove it.
Right,
So it was
mine's-
gone.
So
Yes.
we've been gone for quite some time then. I think that lasts 2 hours per level.
Alright, again, leaving the fortress through, breathing stench and smoke to see where the sun is.
So didn't we rest between that battle and going in anyway?
Yeah, but that was only like an 8-9 hours sleep
Hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
ready.
okay.
So yes, you do know that you went into the archives sometime the late evening of the 15th of June.
And yeah, that just made me nervous that my mansion could collapse at any moment. So I'm going to recast that. Oh, I can't. So I recast that. Remember that when we bring that up.
Yeah, right. So I checked the versus duration. Ooh. Which mount summoning spell did you use?
Mount.
Okay. Alright. Alton, you go outside.
Yes.
By your own internal reckoning, you don't think that you were in the archives for more than perhaps an hour and a half, 2 hours. But it is bright and shining day, and the moon is up during the day, and it is currently a waxing crescent moon.
Oh, okay, I got this guy's move. This is actually something I have. Okay, I unroll my moon chart, motherfucker. Moon chart, compass, star charts, and a map. My journal. Okie dokie, let's see here. The question I'm asking is, what fucking month are we in?
It is June.
Was it June when we fucking left?
Yes, it was.
Thank God. Okay, so we can't have lost more than a few days. Or we lost an entire year somehow. That's all.
Hopefully not that
It's
one.
been 10 years.
Yeah, that's possible. That is possible. Like, we've either lost less than a month or way more than a month. So, we know
Assuming
it's
that it
not
is
been...
still the same year, even Falton can say with some certainty that it has been less than 3 days, but probably more than one, because it's early afternoon now.
We've lost a couple days, big whoop. Roll my shit back up. What? You guys aren't used to losing a few days of, like, existence now and then?
Clearly,
It's
you've
not
never been
that
drinking.
that bothers me.
What bothers you then? Astrolabe, that's the other thing. Sorry, I was trying to remember what the hell it was called.
We are
That's a lot of
supposed to be
stuff.
finding a man.
And let's go continue finding it.
The
This
odds of him
happened and we
being
had to deal
gone
with
have
it.
increased.
I agree, I don't like it, but this was necessary. We can't just let this be. We're heroes, aren't we? We're not just hired goons, we're heroes. At least I like to think we are.
Speak for yourself.
No, Astrolabe. Labe. If I
Alright,
started, I'm
back
sorry,
to
but
the
it's Astrolabe.
You return to the mansion and find it exactly as long since you left it as you thought it was.
Alright, now let's get to you-know-where.
Because suddenly you
Harrageth.
realize you can never take that for granted again.
Well,
Yeah. To Harrageth. Someone cast a teleport, because I can't do it.
seconded.
My powers aren't working for some reason.
Yeah, I'll do it. This is where I forget what level spell it is. That's great. 5th. There we go.
It's totally a zeroth. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to cantrip that.
Yep.
Teleport,
teleport,
everywhere.
Where in Harrageth are you teleporting the party to?
Stop us out outside the place first off, so you can drop me in Lindahl by the dwarf church. They're just outside the city.
So I guess we're going towards the east, but a little ways in front of the eastmost gate.
Yeah, that would be the most. Yeah. So we're on this.
Boom.
Leave us behind, and then we walk the rest of the way, presumably.
I am nice and yellow.
So Fulton's a coward?
Don't say that to his face.
Alright, remind me what the grouping was going to be?
If you were any other man, he would kill you where you stand.
She and Falton are going to the mansion. Gorazin and Lindahl are going to the dwarf settlement.
Okay. It's not a very long walk for Falton and Shi'nyl'aer.
Have them go
However,
first, then.
the map of the outlying farmlands is not to scale. How are you two going to get to the dwarven settlement? And I presume you mean the exclusively dwarven farming community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to teleport, or should I go get my horse and rent you one?
Did we leave your horse at the city?
No, he's still there, but he's a statue, so it's not like people could steal him.
No, I'm going to go back to the stable and complain about them losing my horse and see if they'll give me a free one.
So you want us to go south somehow? Bitch about your missing horse. Get my
No,
horse.
we came in at this entrance originally.
Yeah, they came in here. We came in through the south.
Oh. Okay, so you just want to go bitch at them for no reason.
This was his plan from the beginning.
It was.
Yeah, where? Just like now, really?
I demand my horse.
Hey, just start demanding your horse, and we'll see if we can wrangle 2 free horses out of it just to get us to the frickin' farmlands.
Hello, fellow. I am here to pick up my horse.
Ah, but ho, sir, do you have a claim slip?
I should
Sure.
still have it.
Ah, good. Wait. 37. Wait here, good sir, please.
Okay, I bet like 5 gold he comes out with some other horse. Just some shit horse.
Comes out with a newborn foal.
Oh no, a mule. Because I'm the mule.
Oh, damn, you got there first. He comes back with a, well, from a distance it looks like a gray horse. But it becomes quite clear that it is simply an unusually tall and fit ass once it gets closer.
I'll take it.
Ah, very good. And I have it here written down that this was complimentary to you, good sir. Please feel free to use our stable services again. Wink, wink.
I just shake my head.
I will ride this donkey, and I'm going to keep this thing now.
Alright, I need a pony.
I'm totally gonna have to make stables in my mansion now.
Oi. Need a pony. How
Then
much?
you'll end up feeding the donkey to some onyx snake
The
golem
man-
at some point.
The man leans over the
Probably.
counter. The man leans well over the counter, even though he could clearly see you, but without having to. Oh, and what can I do for you, good sir, Mr. Dwarf?
I would like a pony.
I'm sorry, we are only a shepherding stable. We do not sell these horses.
Fair enough. Do you know who does? Anyone nearby?
I'm afraid I don't know any at this end of the city, but the South Gate does keep a market of it, and I'm sure you could buy a horse in any of the surrounding farming settlements. They may have some spares. People don't generally bring excess horses into the city because of the stabling rules.
Fair enough. And I scoot out. Alright, you got 2 choices then, Lindahl. I'm either riding with you, or we're picking up a horse on the way there.
Hey, Gorazin, roll me a perception.
I don't think so. I don't have a token to do it with, so there you go.
Yeah. As you turn and start to leave to follow Lindahl, who's marching his ass out to the street, you notice that there are, in fact, like the 3 nearest to the front stables actually have prices posted on the stable doors.
So, wait, this stable does sell, then? At least according to those posts, is what you're saying. Are you saying this one is selling some, or there's stables near here that are?
They don't sell them to your type.
Okay, number 1, shut up. I'm just asking which it is. I'm just wondering if this place just doesn't happen to sell.
These are quite clearly for sale, listed price labels on the doors of these 3 kennels in which there are obviously horses.
Turn on my heel, march back in. Funny.
Oh boy.
I saw prices on those.
Oh, those are sold, Sir Dwarf.
In their kennels.
Well, naturally, they don't deliver themselves.
And every single other animal you may be selling has also been sold?
Or it came to us already owned. We're a shepherding stable, sir.
See. He's thinking about it. I'm going to do a sense motive. Go for it.
He seems pretty forthright. Maybe the signage is just incorrect.
Shrug. Alright, fair enough. Well, if he doesn't want to sell to me, I can't really make him, you know?
Can.
Not by staying good.
One could argue.
One has been this entire campaign, however. Right now, he is going to turn his dwarven ass and walk out of the stable.
Are there other stables at this end? Like, is this just the one?
This is the official one.
Screw the official one. Is there an unofficial one?
Not that would be visible from the street.
Fair enough. Alright, we'll just pick one up on the way then. I can walk. I'm a dwarf.
Yep. By way of making it reasonably quick, there is a farming village not too far out, and they seem to have plenty of workhorses.
I'll take one.
Oh, well, some countryman, human. Well, I guess I could see my way out of a horse. You have your own tack.
Fortunately, not. If I could also purchase that from you, I'd appreciate it, but if I can't, I can deal with riding bareback.
I could see my way out of some spare tack. Let's see here. One horse. You like the brown mare at the end there?
That'll do. We're not going on exactly a long journey, just up the road.
Good, good. And I've got a set of riding tack right here. He points to some clearly worn, but you know, it's been heavily used by a farm, but it doesn't look damaged tack.
It's serviceable.
All right. Well, you got yourself, let's see here. Carry the one, 10 gold coin.
Represent him his 10 gold coin.
Much obliged, good sir.
Thank you kindly. So, let me give him a bow and sit up the horse, get on it, and resume traveling.
You've gone maybe a quarter mile before you realize that this horse is a little bit lame and definitely could not support a sustained gallop or anyone much heavier than you. Or a teenager, human.
Don't much care.
Just FYI.
I am learning so much about the people of this land just by asking for a horse.
Gotta love that dwarf racism.
Yeah, it's fucking wonderful. Yeah, who built this city again? Elves? Yeah, we're burning it down.
Mm-hmm.
It was burned down. Then
Burning
humans
more
built on
down.
the ashes. And then the ashes came and burnt the city down.
Re-burning the ashes and stomping on them. Fuck it.
Falton and Shi'nyl'aer.
Yes.
Yep.
You find yourself on the street where Lord Hart's mansion lies. And by mansion, I do simply mean particularly nice building. It is not what someone who lived outside of the city would call a mansion by any stretch, but it is 3 stories and doesn't abut against any other buildings, so that's a win.
Falton will glance at Shi'nyl'aer and ask a question. Overt or covert?
Well, we already know that. Well, we know the owner of the house was not pure of intention. The rest of his house may not be as well.
Are there guards outside?
There is a single man standing outside the front door, not standing to attention out front of it, but sitting on the porch and obviously armed.
Technically speaking, we are members of the Inquisition.
You are. You got the books and the papers, and you can even talk to the Silver Inquisitor about it. So you have his head.
No, we don't.
I have
Lindahl
his
has it, yeah.
Oh,
He also
right.
has the book.
Hmm.
Not that the book would mean anything to the guard.
Good point. I mean, it would
Do we
just
have any
kinda-
way of proving it?
It'd mostly be the head, honestly.
We don't honestly need one if we do this right. Something along the lines of, your master's been found dead. He was found with a bunch of cultists in a cavern, not a cavern, a room underneath the city. They have been linked to demonic corruption. We need to search this area. We say that with the right amount of force and tone. Well,
I suppose it has a better chance than us sneaking inside, with a glance at his armor.
Puff your chest up, swagger in there, and start shouting about how you're now the Marvel Inquisitor of, like, the Emperor's state or something.
there's not really a need to do that.
Then just yell all hail Britannia and go on from there.
Yeah! See, you got it. Claim the castle in the name of Spain, go all out.
And ultimately, she should be going first because Shi'nyl'aer has a much higher diplomacy than Falton does.
True, I just look far less of an Inquisitor.
That's why I'm there to make 8 other checks.
And that's why you don't need to look like a tough means business Inquisitor. You just need to look sufficiently worrisome, and you have a man in shining armor standing right behind you.
Out of character, I am so bad at these sort of things. Okay.
You can do it.
Gird your loins!
No.
Don't gird your loins. Don't do anything the dwarf tells you to.
Damn it!
No.
What if the dwarf tells us not to listen to him?
Haha, what then?
Well, then you actually probably want to pay attention because something's up.
Anyway, I will repeat. You can do it.
Gird your loins!
Damn it. You're not helping, sir.
Yes, I am!
You say that like he does help.
Fair. Alright, guess they get to march right up to the guard.
As he sees you cross the small garden from the road, he stands to attention, and you see movement in a window, but nothing else happens.
We've been
So,
here before.
Yes,
this
we
has
have.
happened already.
The man
Are we sure we didn't go
looks
back
at
in
you.
time? We might have gone back in time. We didn't
Shh.
think about that.
Shh. You're not here. Shh.
This is what the text chat is for. He sizes you up as you approach.
Falton does his best to look imposing, which is not very difficult.
We seek entrance on behalf of the Inquisition.
Do you? On what grounds?
We found your master dead amongst an evil cult we seek to investigate.
I had heard Lord Hart had gone missing. I have heard nothing of his death.
And you will continue to hear nothing, as it is Inquisition business.
For a man who was hesitant about the whole Inquisition thing and embracing that with some vigor.
And need to roll diplomacy checks, so I'll be doing 8 other.
Go
Right.
ahead.
Right, don't have a token. Where's my sheet?
You should still be on the Magnificent Mansion map.
Okie dokie. But you just have to beat 10 for 8 other?
Yep, the DC is 10. Alrighty. Well, I guess so. What business does the Inquisition have in his mansion, though? If he's missing, shouldn't you be looking for him out there?
Again, he's dead.
We seek evidence of his accomplices.
Well, all right. I'll wait here. I'll have to clear it with Lady Hart. Steps inside, closes the door behind him.
Lady Hart. He didn't strike me as the married type.
There's no accounting for taste.
LOL.
Falton will turn very slowly to Shi'nyl'aer. Do you suppose the Inquisition would take a wait here as an answer?
From the way the Gold Inquisitor entered when at the brothel, I somehow doubt it.
The door opens again, and the guard steps out and stands to one side, and outsteps a woman who's, well, she definitely spends most of her life indoors. Her skin's reasonably pale, but she does not flinch at the sunlight or anything. And she looks down at the two of you from the height of the porch. One second, I'm just waiting for the stream to load her token.
That's not vampiric at all.
There we go. She looks down
Is
at
her
you
eyes
two.
actually like that, or is this just creative liberty?
This is the most appropriate token I have available for the rest
Creative
of the
liberty. We're
description.
going to assume her eyes aren't glowing red Satan eyes.
Well, these ones aren't glowing.
But they are red.
Yes. But anyways, she's pale, but otherwise, and dark-haired, very tall, and chiseled of feature, but does not otherwise look particularly unusual.
Is she taller than Fulton 7 feet? Or nearly?
No, but she is 6, and she is standing on the steps just above you guys.
Right, okay.
And after a couple moments, she gives a very imperious, "What do you want?"
Did your guard not explain?
He did explain, and none of it answers what it is you are doing here, if you believe that my husband has been killed.
We require access to his home so that we can judge his intentions.
My husband's intentions were to run the best damn shipping business that this city is capable of hosting, and of providing a good home for a great many homeless dwarves in the nearby quarters of the city, and those were his entire businesses. If there is any other business he conducted amongst this wretched place, then he most certainly did not carry about it in our home.
You realize that we cannot exactly take your words at face value.
You realize, of course, that I have the ear of the Baron, and he has the final say on what your standing is in this city.
I'm gonna roll a sense motive on that.
Yeah, I'll throw 1 and 2. Mine's not as good.
Could I get you to also toss a knowledge local in there?
I do not have that trained.
Yeah, this is a problem.
I do,
Okay.
but, I'm not there.
You guys don't know if her claim is true, but she believes it. Whether it's simple, noble arrogance, or if she actually does have his ear. And although what you've heard from the guards is that all the city officials are compliant with the Inquisition. There's the word. We've been using it all day. Don't know why I forgot it then. You
Magic.
don't know you know that the city cooperates with the Inquisition, but you don't know if the Baron could actually throw them out of his domain if he chose to.
Keep in mind, you guys are as much part of the Inquisition as
A
we kind
slice
of just
of
made up
toast
our own
is,
club.
yes.
We kind of just went there. We're part of the club now.
I have 8 o'clock written on this piece of paper. Therefore, that must be what the time is.
See, we do not have any
Legitimacy.
at all.
Well,
Nevertheless, she seems to believe that you are of the Inquisition. Or at least she has not called you on that bluff yet.
right.
Let us suck a knob and go inside anyway.
The Baron's position beside, we found your husband partaking in cannibalism below the city. If we need to ruin our reputation here with your Baron, so be it.
I think we need different diplomacy checks since this is a different person.
Very likely. But I just
Yeah,
don't
or
always know where to
intimidate.
roll.
I'll
Your
go ahead
choice.
and roll my assist now because you have much better diplomacy.
Falton, you do not need to. You can choose to roll diplomacy or intimidate as your assist to Shi'nyl'aer's diplomacy or intimidate. You don't both need to do the same one.
My diplomacy is actually higher.
Alrighty. Her composure falters a little in the face of Shi'nyl'aer's veiled threats. After a few moments of considering and looking back and forth between you, finally she raises one hand and makes a gesture, and you see motion in the windows again. And after a moment, "Very well then. I will permit you to look about the house, but you may not enter our private quarters on the 3rd floor. Beyond that, I ask simply that you take this escort." She gestures to the guard who has been standing at the door.
Very well. Falton will look at the guard.
He looks like he's about to shrug, but then notices you're looking straight at him and straightens up and tries to look menacing.
Your cooperation will be noted.
My protests most certainly will as well. She turns, marches her way back into the house, and disappears up the stairs moments later. The door is left open behind her.
Falton will make a wordless gesture of after you.
Inside we'll go.
The guard follows behind the both of you. You find yourself on the ground floor. There is a sort of half leisure room, half smoking room immediately off to one side. There's a double doors through to a. You'd call it a hall if it was about twice as wide and long, but as it is, it looks like as large as they could manage to make it within the design of the building. Dining and hall room. And off to the other side on this floor is the stairs up, the stairs down, and a couple drawing rooms. One seems to be set up as an art room overlooking the garden behind the house, and the other just seems to be a sort of it's a mostly unfurnished room. It looks like it's between uses. Perhaps they had children, and those children have only recently moved out of the house.
Well, first off, before anything else, Falton will cast Detect Magic.
Suppose I'll follow suit. Might as well keep that running.
Also, as some information for you, the spell manager works on loot and inventory.
Okay. I will keep that in mind when I'm trying to figure out what's up.
It's kind of weird.
You mean on the version of your token that's on loot and inventory,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I shall look into that later. Using Detect Magic, you spot nothing of interest during your perusings of this floor, other than the fact that that guard seems to have a very, very minor enchantment on his sword. It's probably just a +1 sword, nothing more extravagant. And there is also there's a very minor ward in the dining room that, after a few moments, you determine is probably just something to prevent fires catching.
Is there a basement?
There is a stairs up and a stairs down.
Avoiding speaking because, they have a guard following them, Falton will just head for the stairs down.
No, she'll follow. Might as well stay together on this one.
Okay. The guard follows not too far behind. You find yourself in a small-ish cellar. Like, it's large enough for the three of you to stand, but you might find it hard to get past each other if you weren't friendly about it. There's a couple casks of probably some kind of ale or something on one side. There are several barrels and sacks of food about. There is a rack of wine, which is about half full, and there is a small closet at the end, which is half open and just seems to have various cleaning tools in it.
As a side note, while they're looking this over, Shi'nyl'aer is going to mentally communicate with her Eidolon. Tell it to use its wand of invisibility and go search for that upstairs bedroom they don't want us in.
Okay. After a few moments, you feel a light breeze and fluff as your cloak parts and Harrageth disappears off somewhere. Your escort does not seem to notice.
I'm just checking some spells really quick. The spell list, not on loot inventory.
Yeah.
Problem is, I don't think I could do anything fancy like make an illusion Well, Shi'nyl'aer swaps places with Alakarak, because I don't think clerics actually get illusion spells like that.
Doesn't sound like their domain, no. Not unless it is their domain. Haha.
Yeah. I forget if Alakarak found that door the first time he was in here.
Alakarak entered on the second or third story, I forget which, and didn't get much further than the next room over before he was chased out by a cat.
Right.
Yeah, he saw evidence of Lindahl's struggle in there with bees, basically, but besides that, didn't see much.
Yes. The bees that, if I remember right, Lindahl summoned to cause a ruckus so he could get downstairs unnoticed.
Yeah, gave the wrong impression, but that's all they saw.
Yep.
I suppose I could always find a way to, like, just hold this guard somewhere.
True, though we haven't crossed that bridge yet, anyway.
Yes. Let's go for just a general, thorough examination of everything in the basement, just, you know, while we're here, and it keeps up the image.
Alright. Roll perceptions. To some protest from the guard, you start opening barrels and opening the lids of barrels and rooting about in sacks of food, but he doesn't push the issue too hard. And while you guys look like you're searching for, make yourselves look like you're searching inside the barrels for demonic possession, because obviously it comes in apple-sized portions. Falton, you do notice that there is a bit of a breeze coming from behind one of those casks of ale.
Guard following them or not, this is what they're here to do, both pretending to be members of the Inquisition and what they're actually here to do.
Mm-hmm.
So Falton will attempt to move the cask of ale.
Alright. You trade places with the cask, and now basically it's if you have a line of three things one side, line of three things on the other, now it's a zigzag between the lot of you. You'd for Shi'nyl'aer or the guard to reach you, they'd have to force their way past the casks, but you've gotten yourself in behind and up against the wall.
Does Fulton make himself a cask fort? Just to hide in.
Alright, that breeze.
Mm-hmm.
Just, running a hand along the wall. Can I tell where it's coming from?
After a few moments, you find a portion of the wall that seems to be a little loose, and pushing on it, it swings open just a little, but then seems to get stuck against something on the other side.
So it swung forward just a little?
Yes.
Enough to see through it anyway?
Only if you take your helmet off.
With all the racism in this town, that might not be the best idea.
I'm not sure you're really hiding that much what you are anyway.
True.
Hey, as long as he's wearing a helmet and he's in full plate, you can mistake him for just a big-ass human, and I think that happens.
Screw it, taking the helmet off.
When you're half orc, it's not like orcs aren't that different from humans. Shape, structure-wise.
Taking the helmet off and trying to look through there. Do you want another perception?
No. The guard begins sputtering and now starts looking rather nervous, but he doesn't run off yet.
Do you find it that unusual?
I find it unusual that the Inquisition in this area would hire a. You're not both subhumans, are you? He's just the hired help, right?
Justice cares not for race. You best remember that.
stays clammed up, but he's looking worried now. Falton, through the gap, you can see a much larger basement, and you can in fact see what seems like bracings that are holding the wall that you're leaning against up, and they look fresh, like they've been erected in just the past couple days. It seems like this basement has been not expanded, but shrunk it very recently.
If this wall were to open up, from what I can see, would I need to like move all the casks of ale out of the way first?
You think you see a board or something. There is something blocking this door from the other side.
I don't mean that way. I mean, like, does it open in or out?
Oh, it opens away from you.
Okay. Paulta will turn towards the guard and decide not to make mention of his abhorrent racism. You'll be losing sight of me for a moment as I open this from the other side. Well, with that, he'll just turn back, and because I've prepared the spell every day, waiting for an opportunity to use it, it's ethereal jaunt time.
I think I remember the details of this one. Let's see.
I love being ethereal.
Ethereal, visible, insubstantial, capable of moving any direction at normal speed. You can see and hear on the material plane, but everything's gray and ephemeral. When you end the spell and become material, you're shunted off to the nearest open space if you're not already in one. Okay. You become ethereal.
And step through the wall.
You arrive on the far side of the wall and see that there's another guard on this side who has his shoulders braced against the door. You are invisible and insubstantial. I don't know what clearing your throat is going to do.
Oh, so it is. Okay. I didn't know that it was invisible.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got a few seconds of this, really. Anything else in the room I can notice?
You've got almost 2 minutes.
I suppose it is.
Let's see here. There is a table, a cot, there's some food on that little table. There is it looks like the rest of this basement has been scraped clear of a whole bunch of stuff. Part of the basement down here is finished, like wooden floor, but some of it's dirt. And on one side of the room, in the dirt portion of it, there is this solid black slab that it doesn't look like obsidian. It looks like complete darkness, and you've actually seen something almost literally the exact same shape and size in Lord Hart's workshop just off of the cult meeting chamber. That room of darkness, so dark that only that they needed to cast True Seeing to find their way around in it.
Alright, let's step fully into the room, behind the guard and facing him.
Mm-hmm.
And let's dismiss that etherealness. And now let's grab the guard and basically throw him away from the door.
Okay. Could I get
combat
you?
maneuver?
Actually no. He is flat-footed to you. Just roll a d20. That's not a 1. You become tangible and visible. Grab the guard by the scruff and the belt. Toss him handily aside to the others. Toss him handily aside. And what do you do next?
Is there an obvious way to open the door?
The door begins slowly creaking open now that he's not holding it closed.
Right.
It was apparently simply sitting closed. It wasn't braced or anything. So once you opened it, it's opening.
I will assume the Shi'nyl'aer can figure it out from there. Especially because I'm sure the guard made some sort of noise when he got thrown to the wall.
Ah! Do you have anything to say, Falton?
Explain, on order of the Inquisition.
Alright, roll Intimidate.
I suppose that is more of an intimidate thing, isn't it?
Okay. Shi'nyl'aer, could you please assist that with your choice of Intimidate or Diplomacy? You see the door start swinging open and Falton on the other side of it. And the guard near you starts looking very panicked and then just bolts for it up the stairs.
Hmm.
And I am not prepared to set up any sort of combat here unless you are going to try and defuse the situation or seize control of it somehow.
If you have a way of stopping him, it'd be nice, but...
Well, I've got a couple ways. From varying degrees of...
Maze him!
You have a round to effect it before he's at the top of the stairs.
Sure.
Oh dear. Alright, what's your DC?
25.
Yay!
He stops dead halfway up the stairs. Just stands there kind of frozen.
You will come back down here, and you will wait quietly.
He turns back around, comes down to the bottom of the stairs, and stands there mutely. The other guard inside the secreted cellar with Falton also starts getting up and starts looking back and forth between the secret door that Falton's in front of and the black slab. Falton, do you want to do anything to get him under control? You
Grab
have
him!
a round to effect it.
Grab him!
Okay. Cross the room and try and get hold of him.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. What's your CMB?
At the moment, looks like plus 21.
All right. Go ahead and roll it. That is actually good enough.
Yay!
You get a firm hold of him, and he does cry out once, but he doesn't have much breath behind it. And you are behind, reasonably thick temporary walls in a basement at the bottom of these turned stairs. Do you have any means of keeping him quiet?
You mean besides a hand over his mouth?
Nope, keep the gauntlet on. You don't know where he's been, and he might bite.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Make another combat maneuver.
Better.
Okay. You have him pinned. And he does stop struggling after a few moments, because he's down here on guard duty, because he's the guard that, they pay to do this, not the one that they trust to do this. All right, so long as you keep a hand on him, you should be able to keep him under control. Proceed. Bear in mind, someone may come looking for you eventually.
Does Dominate Monster leave you, like, being able to ask them questions and stuff?
Let's see here.
Yes, you're in control of their actions. They have to do what you say. I've used it for that purpose before.
Yep, it is such a level of control that the noticing that they are under domination is because they don't do almost anything other than what you tell them to, that they don't also need to do to survive.
Well, before Shi'nyl'aer takes the easy route, I'm going to try something. Falton will just look down at the guard, and first, if you scream, you will lose the ability to breathe. We do not need you inhibiting the Inquisition's presence here. Is that understood?
Roll your diplomacy. Your speech looks like it's gotten through to him. He nods.
Falton will remove his hand slowly and very easily able to put it back into position.
I don't know what it is. They just told me to guard it.
Okay, sense motive.
With your years of experience of talking to people and trying to understand them and carefully working through what might be going on behind their eyes, the scent of urine tells you that he's probably telling the truth.
And if I were to tell you that the master of this household was found dead amongst many cultists worshipping a demon, would you continue to want to work for this household?
Well, I didn't want to in the first place, but the pay's good, and, I get a bed right there. I don't have to go far.
So you have no idea what this object is?
No, I just stand in front of it and make sure no one gets into the basement.
Does anything happen with it?
It hasn't yet, but only been 5 days.
Only been 5 days. Who hired you, the master or his wife?
The mistress?
At that point, he's going to go look at Shi'nyl'aer.
Well, she's
Who is
flattered you're
looked
looking
at?
at her. I mean, what do you want?
You did send the idol.
True, though we should probably investigate what's behind the darkness.
He makes a head-jerking motion to come into the room.
Quick question about this basement. Is it a completely stone cellar, or are we working with wood here?
It's mixed materials around the perimeter. There is a wood floor on part of it because this basement used to be larger. It's just been closed off recently to make it look like a smaller basement. But yeah, there's wood and stone around the sides, and it's just wood, and where there isn't wood, bare earth on the floor and the rest of it.
Alright, well, let's swap positions, get me in there. Of course, is
I
there a
imagine it's
barrel
big
in the
enough to
way?
get everyone in there.
Sorry, could you repeat that, Chris?
Oh, as you mentioned that they'd be hard to squeeze through, since he had to move the barrel and so forth.
Oh, yeah, I just mean that no, you cannot do it as a 5-foot, and yes, it will be very difficult terrain. Yeah, you can squeeze through there and get everyone into the secret cellar. It'd probably take some work for someone of your stature to move that cask so that it looks like you're not down here anymore, to re-hide the cellar.
Well, Fulton.
Yes, Falton will look at the guard he's holding again with a very pointed look.
The guard just shuffles himself into a corner of the basement and sits there.
Your cooperation will be noted. And he goes and moves the barrel after the dominated guard comes in too.
Yes, she would order him inside.
Okay.
In fact, he can guard the other one.
So moving the cask of ale back, then going in there and, leaning against the door. To hold the wall door in place.
Seems like it's weighted so it'll stay closed in the closed position, but once you push it more than a few inches open, the weight hits the other side and it swings the rest of the way open.
He'll still lean on it. You don't need any sudden opening of it.
Righto.
That'll be on herself.
Mm-hmm.
I can give one for Fulton if you want, but...
Don't waste material.
Yeah. And let's take a look at the darkness. What are we working with?
You look at the at this black archway, and it's still just a solid black archway, but now you can clearly see the magical auras around its edges.
What limited use I have. Do I recognize any of them by chance?
Best guess, it's one side of a gate. In fact, the style of it, so to speak, looks just like the other side of where you think this goes. Havelock Hart's workshop.
Well, we clearly have evidence that the mistress knows of the master's activities. She told him to guard this, and this looks like the portal we found before.
So suspicions become reality. Hardly unexpected. The guard was trying to run. You think he has more loyalty?
Or standing orders. Or simply a preference to not trust you and likely me.
It is at this point, Shi'nyl'aer, you are interrupted by a whisper from Alakarak. Mistress. Mistress.
Yes, my pet?
This cat is truly evil.
found you again.
It stalks me. It knows not where, but it follows me from room to room. I want to bite its tail.
Refrain.
I am laughing, to be clear. I just, am doing it silently.
This idle one. Are you upstairs?
I am up.
Sorry, guys, I have to go now.
Alright, I'll be wrapping up in a couple minutes anyways.
See ya.
Okay. Have a good night.
Night.
Good
Night.
night. It smells like it catches many rats.
Falton, we're not having much luck with the third member of our party.
I have gone upstairs. 1, 2. What's one more than 2?
3.
3 times. I've gone up 3 times stairs, and I didn't see any more stairs up, so I thought this must be the top of them. And now the cat is following me about.
Look for an important door, most likely closed. Perhaps ornate.
I've seen one.
Can you fit underneath?
I could try.
Please do.
Could you make me either... Actually, no, there is only one appropriate for this. Could you make me an escape artist check? For Lackarock to wiggle its way under the door.
That size tiny is really going to come in handy.
Well, this is one of the skills he does not have. So... Forget. Can I just target him and then do a dex check, or is that going to automatically go to
If you
impersonated?
If you're doing it in the impersonated tab, then yeah, it'll happen to you.
Campaign
But if you
tab.
go, on the campaign tab, it's the current selected token. After a few moments. Ack! Mistress.
Yes.
That was close, but I'm in. The cat growls outside the door.
Well done, my pet.
This place... It looks like a bedroom. There's no one here.
Interesting.
There is a desk, and there is a bed, and there is... What is it called when you take the front half of an animal and put it on a wall and make it stay there?
And now my brain actually won't supplement this.
Stuffing
Trophy.
it, mounting it.
Mounting it on a wall, also known as a trophy. They're generally called trophies.
It is stuffed and
Mountings.
mounted.
A trophy
mountains.
mount.
Ah, then there is a horse of trophy on the wall.
I had a character question. Can you swap with the Lackarock as much as you want?
Yeah. I don't believe I can extend it to taking anyone with me.
No, but is it a free action to swap?
I believe
standard?
transposition is... it's not going to be a free action, but...
But you can do it in a round.
Yeah, it's a standard, functions as dimension door.
Then out of character, because Falton has no idea what you're saying, I would recommend just swapping up there. And leaving a Lackarock down here so you can swap back here the moment anything goes wrong.
The amusing part is it doesn't say I can't take you with me, but I don't think that's intended.
Pretty sure it ain't.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this first. Well, first, Fulton. I'll be right back.
All right.
Then a quick greater invisibility, since that's all I have. And then following it up with the swap.
There is a, in the basement, Shi'nyl'aer goes invisible, and then there's a slight puffing to the air. Meanwhile, on the third floor, there's a slight puffing, and nothing wood visible happens to anyone who may have been there. However, you find that you are in a fairly lush bedroom. There is a dresser on one side. There is it's not just the head, it's the whole front half of a wolf mounted on the wall. There is a window to the outside, but the window is tightly closed. And there is also a one of those writing desks that has a like the whole front of it is a shuttered drawers that closes over.
Okay. I presume I've been leaving magic, detect magic on.
Actually, you should still. Well, just how long does true seeing last again?
Good question.
A minute per level, so it should still be running.
Yeah, it'll still be running. You can see that taxidermy of a wolf has something pretty magical about it. In fact, you'd dare say that that whoever cast that is on par with yourself.
Hmm.
Could I also get a perception? You notices that the eyes are looking about, but they're not locking on you.
Ah.
How long does Greater Invis last?
Not too long.
She's got under 2 minutes.
Get searching.
Yeah, this is the downside of having my wand of invisibility on my Eidolon and not on me.
Yeah.
I really need.
Toothpick of invisibility.
Yes, I need to get a replacement for myself. The problem is, I presume as soon as I start mucking around with things, that's gonna notice. Looking about the room, is there anything or any area that is not within the line of sight?
No, it's a square room.
So no, like walk-in closets or things off to the side?
Nope.
Okay.
Just for the joke, you notice that there is that there appears to be a timepiece fixed to the plaque underneath the wolf. It's a watchdog.
Yeah. Yeah. That physically hurts me, thank you.
What happened? I gotta get a drink.
You
You
missed,
missed an awful pun. Just an absolutely awful.
You'll catch it on the stream.
Repeat it, I demand it.
Expect bad things for Alan. They are coming.
I'm not sure if I should just let the Duke let that happen.
Anyways, Shi'nyl'aer.
I think Karma wants your ass on a plate, sir.
Hmm.
We'll
I have some
break
very
as...
unhelpful advice.
Yeah, we'll break as soon as you're out of this room and time pressure.
Right.
My very unhelpful advice dispels the shit out of it.
You mean that spell I don't really have access to?
Do you not have dispel?
I didn't take it because I assumed I would between a cleric and a wizard that we'd have it covered.
Yep.
And I'm regretting that with every moment after that decision.
Well, there's always next level.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Didn't take Dispel or Greater Dispel.
Why do you keep not doing that?
Yeah.
Wizard,
Carry on.
cleric, also limited spell list.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, let's just go with swapping back to Lockrock, and I can always figure things out once I can discuss it with Falton.
Alright. Ooh. Switch back. Naturally, nothing visible happens at either end of the transition.
Right.
Alakarak whispers, "Oh, so where now?"
For now, wait and hide until I need you. Stay within the room, please.
Hide. Hide. In a pillow? Or under the desk? Or... That wolf's mouth is open.
No, not the wolf. Beneath the bed.
Under the bed. Under the bed. Under the bed.
Maybe there's a rat.
Do not tell him that. That is a
Oh,
mistake.
he's fucking under the bed now.
It's not like Falton can hear any of this.
Mistress. Mistress.
Yes, my pet.
I'm under the bed.
Good.
There is a box of old clothing in here. It's comfortable.
Good. Stay comfortable until I need you.
Okay.
I'm not picturing the snake thing in a woman's, like, under things. Great.
Nope, you're totally not. I can tell from the way you said that. Alrighty. So, we can pick up with either pair next time.
This has gone oddly smoothly so far.
Give that time.
Give it time.
So far,
Don't
you've
worry.
done it. So far,
Once
you've
it's
done
on
it properly.
Gorazin's turn, we'll get to the dwarven settlement, and like by the time it's over, this place has been burned down. There'll be like a flag on it.
It's not like you could tell us, but when you say done it properly, it makes me wonder if we're actually doing something you expected us to do.
Well, we didn't have the guy that's likely to kill everyone, or the one that's going to shoot open everything, so we're actually able to go quietly.
What ho, my dwarven brothers! My name is Blam 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 Blam!
Sorry, reflex.
Just his given name. yeah.
But then they all spawned and with like cheers and like, oh, my name's.
And then smash, crash, and chug, chug, chug.
I love how racist everyone's being about the dwarves.
You're welcome. We do it just for you.
I do it because fuck dwarves.
If you want.
I mean, yeah, if that's what you're into.
There's gotta be some attractive ones somewhere, right?
No.
The women
Yeah,
are
probably not.
fantastic.
Hiding in a hole somewhere, yes.
We do not spring out of holes in the ground.
Technically, you do.
No, we don't. We
Well,
come down
dwarves-
from mountains. There's a difference.
It's just a big hole.
Dwarves live in the ground. Dwarves come out of holes.
Dwarves are
mountain.
therefore
If anything, we
mandragoras.
come down from the mountain
I
onto
would-
your stupid.
I thought they'd be hobbits at this point.
No,
Them's
hobbits are
fighting
halflings.
words. Alright, so I'll see y'all next week.
See y'all.
Night, everyone.
Ian, if you could hang
Yes.
out just a minute after I kill the stream.
Okay.